Who's sick of getting constantly bodied on the draws every game? Alright, that's enough. I'm No Sleeps 12. This is how to suck less at faceoffs. Alright guys, I'm going to try and make this as simple as possible. Alright, here are the counters for every single face-off, alright? These are the important ones. Alright, forehand beats tie-up, stick lift beats forehand, backhand beats stick lift, tie-up beats backhand. This video, I want to show you guys how to successfully outthink your opponent and how to kill it on the draws every time you take one. So I just need to make sure that you guys know the basics. Grab your controller. It's a lot easier if you do it with the controller. So let's take a guy who shoots left. If you hold the right thumbstick to the left, that's a forehand stance. If you take it to the right, that's a backhand stance. Okay? All of the draws are going to be off of one of those. They have to be done at the beginning. You need to either hold it to the right for the backhand or left for the forehand. If he shoots right, it's the complete opposite, okay? Before I go any further and show you guys the counters and whatnot, this is the most important part. Face-offs is more about counters, but it's also about outthinking your opponent. If you've done the same draw over and over again, and he's beating you every time, it's because he knows the counter, and you need to fix that. So now that you know the forehand and backhand stances, here's how to win and counter each draw. The forehand is a forehand stance, straight down, that beats the tie-up. The stick lift, that's a backhand stance, straight up on the right thumbstick, that beats the forehand. The backhand is a backhand stance, straight down, that beats the stick lift, and a tie-up is a backhand or forehand stance, straight up on the left thumbstick. I want to make this face-off video a little bit different than every single other one out there, okay? I want to advocate to only use the backhand, guys. This is the most effective way to beat every single average player out there. Obviously, there are guys that are elite at winning the draw. It is just like every other aspect of this game. There is an outthinking aspect to it. But here's what I want to mention. Every single counter that I showed you guys, the only one that you can't counter on the backhand is the tie-up. So you go to do the backhand stance, you go to do a tie-up, he wins via forehand. The problem is what if they're tying you up consistently? Easy way to fix that. You can actually do the forehand win via the backhand stance. What you do is, with a left-handed player, I'm going to use that as an example, hold the right thumbstick to the right. That's a backhand stance with a left-handed player. Right as he moves his arm like you would for every other draw, move the right thumbstick to the left to the forehand position and straight down all in one motion. That's going to win you the draw via the forehand. You've probably seen this before from other players and you have no idea as to how they're actually winning it forehand via the backhand stance. The reason is because you can actually do it right before the draw. So, an easy way to counter someone who's already doing this to you is in the backhand stance, you can do the stick lift, which beats the forehand. Okay, guys? So there's a counter for every single thing while using the backhand draw. It's the most effective way to beat every average player at the game. Let me give you a few examples of how to outsmart your opponent just by the setup that they have on the draw. In this first example on the left-hand side, you'll notice that he sets up backhand, and the winger farthest to the goalie, the one that's on the boards, is opposite-handed, meaning that if he does the tie-up, he can grab the puck right off the draw and go short side pretty much untouched. What you want to do here is win it via forehand because you know a tie-up's coming more than likely. That's going to win the draw almost 90% of the time because an opposite-handed player on the furthest wing is almost always going to be the look on a draw like this. Now let's take the other example here. He sets up forehand, and that winger farthest from the goalie is the correct handedness. He's going back to the point here. A forehand is almost always going to be straight back to the D-man. What beats a forehand? The stick lift. These are the things that you need to watch for in each zone, guys, as they can lead to goals or goals against very quickly. So guys, I hope this helps a little bit. It's more about the strategies of beating your opponent more than the actual counters themselves. Again, there is the list in my video if you want to leave it up while you're playing a game just to make sure. But the best way is to just practice. Go into an offline mode, maybe just place an exhibition, and just practice counters and whatnot. They're very easy to get used to. But they are key because winning the draw can lead to goals or goals against if you do lose it. Alright guys, so thank you again for watching. I'm No Sleeps 12. Stay average.